Hello, my stamping friends. This is Holly Peterson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little card calendar post-it note holder. It stands up, and you can add a calendar and post-it notes, and even a little gel pen. I saw this pattern from Melissa Seplowitz at the Stamping Ninja, and I just loved her design, so I decided to go ahead and make some for thank you gifts and coworker gifts. We're going to start off with a piece of crumb cake, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So just a basic card base is what we're going to start with. And I've done all my scoring already on all of these pieces, just to kind of speed things up a little bit. So there's our card base. My next layer is going to be Gorgeous Grape, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to adhere that straight to our card base. Like so. And then I'm using the Perennial Lavender paper, and this designer paper size is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and we're going to just layer that on top of the Gorgeous Grape layer. I love this paper. Of course, it's got a lot of purple in it, and purple is my favorite color, so this designer paper really speaks to me. Okay, we're going to set that aside for a few minutes, and we're going to work on the little box to put our post-it note holder in. So this is Gorgeous Grape, and it measures 4.5 by 5.5. On the 4.5 inch side, you're going to score it 1/2 inch on each end. And then on the 5.5 inch side, you're going to score it 2.5 and 3. I do have a blog post for this over on my blog, which is hollysstamping.com. I'm sorry, hollyscrafting.com. Sorry. Got myself flustered there. So we're going to just reinforce these score lines. And then these 2 score lines in the middle, we're going to take our snips and we're going to cut. I'm cutting on the outside edge of the score line, and you're just going to cut up to that score line there. This is making the little tabs for our box. We're going to do that on both sides. And then so that the box goes together easier, I'm just going to take a little, I think they call it miter cutting, a little bit of a sliver off of each side of that little square. Easier said than done. I have a little piece here that's going to bug me. Okay. And we'll come to the other side. And I like to cut that score line completely off. It's kind of bulky when you're trying to do a box. So then that piece should look like this. So you've got your little squares that have the miter cuts in them. And for this, I like to use tear and tape. And I'm going to put a little piece on each of the little squares. and the, excuse me, and then along one side of the long rectangles, kind of close to that score line. Okay, I like to just run the bone folder over that just to make sure it's adhered good. And then with my Take Your Pick tool, we can take off the little tabs. And we're going to fold those in and adhere them to the side, the back of the side that we put the other adhesive on. So we're going to fold that in. We're going to line up the cut edge with the folded edge on both sides. And then we're going to take the adhesive backing off of the long strips. And then we're going to fold the other one over the top of that one. And I didn't fold that very good. I have a little bit of a hangover here. So I'm just going to trim that off so that that's nice and flat. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and then just kind of reinforce that glue so that it's good and adhered. Now where I folded over, this is going to be my front. I don't want to see these edges on the front of my box. So we're going to put those towards the back. So then now I have a piece of designer paper that measures 3 3/8 by 2 3/8. And we're just going to adhere that to our little box. You can take your bone folder too and then just run that along there. Then the next thing I like to do is I like to do the easel that's gonna make our card stand up. So the easel measures, it's crumb cake, and it measures 4 by 5 1/4. With the 4-inch on the top, you're gonna score it at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, and 3 1/2 inches. The 1/2 inches, you're gonna fold into a valley. And then that middle score, you're going to make it a mountain. So then it should look like this. We're going to put adhesive on these outside edges here. Again, I'm going to use tear and tape. Then if you have a little bit of hangover like that, once we take the paper off, I'll just flip that adhesive back on itself. And I'm going to just work with one side at a time so that I don't make a sticky mess. That little bit that's hung over will just flip over back on itself. So then what we're going to do is this folded edge here is going to be even with the bottom edge of our card base. I haven't found a super easy way to do this, but I think this is going to work. And then it's not the whole width of the card base, so I just tried to center it from left to right as well. And now we can take this piece off. And then I just fold that flat down and fold my card over the top of it. Now we have our easel so that it will stand up on somebody's desk. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue our box onto the front of our card. And I like to use liquid glue on this part. Just gives you that little bit of wiggle room if you need it. And I'm placing mine kind of at the bottom right, making the right edge and the bottom edge have the same margin. And with this paper, you could certainly do some more. You can stamp some lavender and add more decoration to it. I think it's pretty just the way it is, just because that paper is so pretty. Okay, then the last thing, these little calendars came from Tailored Expressions. And so I'm just going to take some liquid glue and put that on the front of this box. And of course, with that liquid glue, you'll want that to set for a minute, but you don't want to push it down and smash your box. And then your Post-it notepads will fit in there in the box. This is a 3x3 Post-it notepad. That fits in there perfect. And you even have room. Take it out of my other one here. I got these little mini gel pens on Amazon. And there you have a cute coworker gift or boss's gift, thank you gifts for, and then they have the calendar right at their fingertips. If you have any questions or need those measurements again, it's going to be over on my blog at hollyscrafting.com. I sure appreciate you stopping by. If you like my video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to know when I upload new videos. Thank you so much.